Welcome to In Bed with Natasha. This is our special St. Petersburg Aurora Fashion Week special, and we have a very prominent St. Petersburg-based fashion designer here with me. My guest today, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Leo. My brand is called Leonid Aleexev. It's my original name. And I am from St. Petersburg. I'm based here, but we also show in Moscow.
Yes.
And we're going Asia.
Oh wow!
Next season, yes.
But just before we get to Asia, let's talk about tonight, because tonight you have your show, and tonight is also the closing night of Aurora Fashion Week. It's not your first time at Aurora Fashion Week, or it's your first time?
No, it's not my first time at Aurora Fashion Week. It's not my first time showing my collection in the city or elsewhere.
So what I'm really interested in today is talking about the fact that you are Russian, based in St. Petersburg, working in fashion as a designer. And I was interested how St. Petersburg is seen in terms of fashion, because everything seems so concentrated around Moscow today. You know, that's where it seems to be. And I think it's fantastic that we're in the city and that we have a St. Petersburg-based designer. So tell me a bit about that.
The city is much more beautiful, and it has an art history here.
Yes.
It has museums, different artists who came to work here. And even now, there are big names in art who still prefer St. Petersburg to Moscow.
How much do you believe in the Russian fashion industry and staying here, or is the dream eventually to be able to leave and have an atelier somewhere else?
What I did from the first time I started doing fashion, I started to do collections that sort of prove some point.
Yeah.
I don't show just things that we will sell later.
Yeah.
It's always a concept. It's always some interesting idea of how else you can dress, what else you can try, and it's always an experiment. So if I see my career in fashion in the future, I want to do more of that.
Okay.
And less of garments and basic dresses and basic pants. What will be happening, I hope, that we'll have one business that will support us with clothing manufacturing.
Yes.
And this will stay in Russia.
Okay.
And probably working mostly for the Russian market.
Okay.
And like the best, the cream of what we do will probably go and we'll show it in Italy, in France, in New York.
I see.
So this is the future, I think now, that fashion will exchange these ideas, but not necessarily products.
Listen, when you were a young boy dreaming of becoming a fashion designer, which were the designers that were inspiring you or still inspiring you today?
Luckily, I can say that I never dreamt of becoming a fashion designer.
How did it happen?
This is the last thing I wanted to do in my life.
And like still working out how you could not be one.
And I always wanted to work with theatre, and I stayed with the theatre company from when I was a little boy, and all this dreaming of acting and performing and this. And when the time came and I started doing my own sort of shows, people found it really strange because nobody was speaking. It was people in clothing moving around the stage. And then somebody said, well, maybe you should try doing something else, because it's definitely not drama, it's more like a fashion show. And I said, what? And then I went to Milan, and I spent a wonderful summer in Milan that changed my life, and I decided to become a fashion designer.
And you were hooked. That's what happens to the Milanese. They turn you into fashion junkies. Give me a little bit of insight of what we're expecting to see this evening.
Yes, the inspiration came from a short poem. A lady, a girl, a woman who gets in the rain, and she keeps walking in the rain. Her shoes are wet and her coat is wet, but she's not sad. And she doesn't want to go away because she's making up an important decision. If you try to look into the show, garments tell stories, and they're blocks that come from, oh, here's this happening. Then in the end, she might come to something.
And you've got too many requests to come and see your show tonight. You're telling me we're talking about it, and you're saying all these VIPs and people that want to come to see your show. So you seem very calm, which is very impressive.
Well, I actually just had a phone call that we're having a situation with seats because the show place is very small, and there are always people who never get invitations, but they expect to come and be seated in the first row, and then you never know, they never call me in the ordinary days, and today I get calls, hi, well, we are coming, hooray, and I said, well, you're not coming because we haven't got any seats left. There is a possibility that we do it twice, because apart from the VIP people that I don't really care about, they're wonderful, this fashion-loving young group, generation.
Yeah.
And I think it's unfair if they don't get in because of some other VIPs. So if we have a chance to have two shows, one for the VIP crowd and another one absolutely the same for their next crowd.
Well, I'm really excited for the show, and thank you so much for coming onto my bed. And I'm going to give you a hug.
Oh,
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much for watching us. Bye.